Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stormwing and welcome to Rimworld Alpha 14, the Rimworld update that finally put it into Steam. So happy. I've already put out, last time I checked, which was a couple of days ago, 77 hours into this game. That's only this new update where it's been added to Steam. I've obviously played it a lot before that. So what is Rimworld? For those of you who don't know, Rimworld is... how best to describe it? Okay, imagine you take the gameplay of Dwarf Fortress, the graphical style of Prison Architect, and set it in a world like Firefly would be the closest approximation. So basically you have a bunch of people, they crash land on a planet, you have to keep them safe, keep them fed, there are hostile raids and man-eating animals and robots and stuff like that. It's all good fun. Excuse me, I just woke up. Only slept a couple of hours. Insomnia is just an excellent thing to have. Nah, I don't have insomnia, but I do find it hard to sleep. But that isn't really what I'm getting at with this Let's Play. Because I've installed a number of mods, and one of the mods I installed is, if we just go past here, is these people. These three are from a new storyteller mod, which I don't think are quite working because there are stuff. Basically nothing ever happens, like there are no raids, no trade ships, no nothing, so I don't know if they're bugged or I just haven't played long enough to get them, but yeah, so these don't seem to work, but this one does, and this is Wave Survival. Wave Survival is designed to be more fast-paced and combat focused than the standard game. So yeah, basically when you sit down, well, when you first begin, you have a I think it's about 6 days before the raid start, and then after that, every 2 days, there's an enemy raid, and I think, that might be fun. So I'm gonna be playing Wave Defense on extreme difficulty, permadeath mode on. Pick a big world. And let's pick a appropriate starting location. So all I'm looking for is somewhere where the growing year is all round and is mountainous. So this will do, and I also want it to be a little bit bigger than default, not too big. Okay. Oh wow, this guy is very ill. All these people are very ill. I'm not going to be randomizing a lot, because if you hit this button here, it changes the character and skills and stuff. I'm not really going to be like spending 10 minutes going through trying to find the perfect people. Basically, I just want I want people to be capable of everything, so nothing in this category. And I don't want anyone who's a brawler. That shouldn't take very long. When I was saying that. Come on. Okay. Ah crap. Person wasn't capable of none. Okay. And lastly, Alex. Okay, so these are our people. We have Trigger, we have Julian, who I'm just probably going to call Julian. But let's just, there we go. Just for simplicity's sake, Julian, and Hitomi. Let's see. There's no relationships between them. Trigger has scars on his torso and leg. It looks like he's going to be our main shooter. Do I have a medic? Not really. Nor do I really have a miner or a construction worker. Oh well. I don't expect this Let's Play to go on for very long, because I expect to get overrun fairly quickly. So as I said in the beginning, I have downloaded a bunch of mods, nothing really too overpowered, nothing like super generator which, you know, produces 1,000,000 watts of energy or anything. They're basic things like adding the ability to craft prosthetics, allowing you to build power stuff out of new materials, which increases like the capacity and the likelihood they'll explode, stuff like that. Okay. So first off, it was our shooter. Our shooter was Trigger. You'll get the survival rifle. It told me you have 3 melee, so you can get the knife, and Julian can get the pistol. Let's look a bit at that. Okay, let's look around, see where we're gonna make our base. Okay, I think I'm gonna make my base in here. Oh wow! Already got a newcomer, okay. So, Butchie is Trigger's ex-wife. Oh, I'm sure that's gonna be very happy, innit? Yeah, they just have great love for each other. Okay, kind of weird that happened so fast, but anyway, let's see what you got. You got a club, okay. Oh, very good at shooting, very rubbish at melee. You're incapable of artistic, but you are a good researcher. So I think what I'm going to do is have Julian drop the pistol and Bunchy. Oh god, Bunchy can grab that. Okay. So down here, there's a little notification telling you when the next wave is coming, and it's also telling us to get a trade beacon, which I'm going to do fairly quickly. Anyway, let's get to it and do the first things I always do whenever I start a new Rimworld game, which is immediately set a stockpile, a dumping stockpile, and that can be hidden because we don't need that. And let's start growing some wheat. No, not wheat, sorry. Rice. Rice. Let's get rid of those little extraneous bits. Click rice because that is the fastest. I believe it's the fastest growing. Maybe strawberries may grow faster, but I don't think they're as filling. So you need a much bigger area. But I just want to set it up very quickly. Okay, and let's go to work. And I just want to manually set all the priorities these people have. Oops. And to do that, I'm just going to tell them to do nothing at first. So I can quickly change it around. Okay. I want everyone to be a firefighter, everyone to be a patient, I want everyone to be a doctor, but I want doctors to be prioritised by Bunchy. I want everyone to rest when they're hurt and flick levers. We don't have any prisoners, we don't have any animals, we don't have any cooking material. We don't have any cooks, so I don't want to start hunting things. Yes, all repair, and yes, all grow. Let's see. Who doesn't completely suck at mining? No one. Okay, so Julian, you could be our miner. And Hitomi, you can be our constructor. And I want to set those to 3, so if they have nothing else to do. Excuse me. Oh god. If they've got nothing else to do, they'll do that. I want everyone to prioritise plank cutting, because I rarely do that. And I want everyone to haul and clean. I want that to be close second. Okay, and as we get more jobs, I'll change it around a little bit. So I did tell you to go grab that, yes. Okay, so first things first, let's get a research bench because I want to get stone cutting up as soon as possible. I also want to start planning out my defenses here. So let's see, 8 by 8, and then I'll fill in this later. Okay, so one of the mods I do have adds embrasures, which is basically walls that your colonists can shoot through. And I thought they couldn't get shot through them, but apparently they can. Just enemies don't seem to really do it that often. It's a little bit... I said that I don't really have many OP stuff. That is a little bit OP because a lot of enemies just rush you. But even still, you know, a large enough force will still like break down your doors and stuff. And you know, just because I have the bridges, that doesn't mean like super duper godlike mode. Okay, research bench up. So let's prioritize stone cutting, and Bunchy is our researcher, so let's get you researching that. And I want to create some quarters for these people, so I think I'm just going to very simply just dig into the mountain. Simple 5 by 5 houses will do for now. Yeah, let's do something like this. Does that work? Yeah, looks like it. Okay. Let's get orders to dig these out. Do this. Push up this and get rid of them. And I want to go and delete those plans because we have no need for them now. While everyone's working on planting, let me continue on this. So something like this. Yeah, that'll do. One of the big problems with these embrasures I found out is I used to I have like a group of people where it's 12 strong preset that I can load from when I start out a new colony, and that's basically if I just want to play for fun. I don't really want to challenge, I just want fun to explore systems, and if I like have a neat idea like, hey, let's do it in the desert, I tend to do those simply because it's a little bit easier. And I found that, you know, I had them split into 6, so 6 on the left, 6 on the right, behind the bridges, and they just kept on shooting each other. It was amazing, quite frankly, that whenever there was a raid, none of the enemies hurt us, but, you know, we just get absolutely bushwhacked by our own freaking guys. It was incredibly stupid. So I did a little bit testing. I think limited to 3. There won't be as many friendly fire incidents. And if there's any more, what I'm going to do is, if I just get that plan tool, what I did in my other colony was I did something like this. Oh god. Oh, whew. That wall isn't attacking me. I thought that was one of our colonists. But no. But yeah, if I get more people, then I think I'll do something like this. And so far, I haven't had any problems with this if I make sure that these two here aren't embrasures, they're walls. Actually, I'll make Might make this an embrasure, so it's like an embrasure along here and then walls along here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see. Play some more of that other colony, see how things go. But man, you know, I was wondering if the game was running on a lower speed, but I realised that, you know, my other colonists were all like super people. Like they all had default 20 on everything. Because I said it was more just playing for fun, not for challenge, really. Which means that they probably would have finished all this because it only takes like a second or two to mine through a wall. Okay, finally stone cutting's done. So production, let's just do it out of wood because that's simplest. Put you in there, and I also want to build you a chair because I didn't know this, but apparently putting a chair makes them more comfortable, and I'm not sure if that just improves their mood. I think it also lets them work harder, in that they don't get tired. Well, tired as quickly. Now that we have a stone cutting area, let's create a small little dumping stockpile for what looks like, is this marble? Limestone. Limestone is the predominant rock in this area, so clear stone chunks and limestone. So I want you to start making limestone blocks or bricks. Limestone, and I want you to do until you have 500. Now I want you to do until you have 1,000. 500 isn't really going to last long, and let's see. Okay, so Julian, you can be our crafter. Let's change that and get you two down to miners. I think it'll be useful to have another miner, even if you aren't very good at it. Yeah, no one really cares about mining, do they? Butterball. Oh yeah, I usually get rid of animals, but I forget that default crash landing starts you with a warg. Actually, I want to get rid of these as well, and this. I just want to hold this. Hang on, let's see, what did I set the priority to this? Normal. No, I want this to be critical. And there's Julian getting to work on the limestone bricks, which will be good because we only have 3 days until the raids start happening. I want to, at the very least, get those dealt with, the defences, before anything else really. Oh, those are invasion, yes. Okay, good. Limestone wall. Yes. 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 I want doors here as well, and I want to do something like this, and I'll probably fill up to about here. So actually, let's get rid of it there. Okay, so Tommy's. Oh god. Oh god, I'm so burpy. Oh god. Okay, Hitomi is working on the doors, which are brilliant. I want to hold these. Is that granite? Yes, granite chunks away. And while they get on with that, I'm going to take a little look around and see what resources we have available to each other. So we have steel over there. Oh yeah. As I said, I've had a mod. One of the mods add copper and quartz and titanium and stuff. So this is copper walls and floors. This like light greenish goldish color is copper. So we have steel, we have copper, we have some more steel, we have titanium. That's brilliant, because you can make wall lights with that. Not like lights that go on walls, I mean walls with lights in them, which I might do, but I do have, if I go over to this, a ton of different lights. So I have actual wall light, or path light, ceiling light, etc, etc. But we've got compact machinery, some more copper, some more compact machinery, some steel walls we can deconstruct, jade, which might be useful to build a couple of sculptures out of, copper, some chunks of our ship, which I will prioritise for scrapping, some more steel, quartz, more quartz, more compact machinery. Okay. So I think that's going to be it for the first episode of Wave Defense. We landed on this. Actually, it's not that bad of a planet. I've got far worse planets when I was testing this out. Free play. Got quite a bit of steel and compact machinery. A lot of places I can dig into. I have start with 3, but Bungie joined, and I'm starting to work on rooms. I've got my defences set up, well, starting to be set up, and let's go ahead and do this. And while I'm here, let's also go ahead and do that and prioritise doors. So yeah, we got 2.4 days until the not the next, but until the waves start, and I think by that time we'll be pretty good. We have our defenses set up. We only have 2 projectile weapons, the other 2 are melee weapons, which the first couple of waves shouldn't really matter, but eventually they will start getting really big, the waves, and I will need projectile weapons because I want people hidden behind these embrasures, which I don't know if I'm saying that right. Embrasure? I think that's how you say. So even if it's just if we get attacked by a tribe and we tell these people to start using their oh yeah, I also want, before I forget, get you normal club. Hopefully we get attacked by a couple of tribe people, or preferably by a gang or a raid group, because they'll have like pistols and stuff. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for episode 1. This is Stonewing, signing out.